Now, Ernie Anastas, Carol Martin, Dr. Frank Field with weather, the first team. This is Channel 2 News at 5.
Wins a big one. A new day dawns for America's biggest enemy south of the border. The case of the runaway shopping cart, too. It left one car owner crying to the troubleshooter for help. And we'll also have this report.
I'm Roseanne Coletti. This car was involved in an accident, and believe it or not, the other vehicle was a shopping cart. Details in tonight's Troubleshooter Report.
Well, we hear about car accidents all the time. Cars hitting other cars, cars crashing into trucks, even smashing into trees. But what do you do when your car is hit by a shopping cart? You heard right, a shopping cart. Well, that's what happened to a New Jersey man who got in touch with a Channel 2 troubleshooter, Roseanne Coletti, who's here now to explain this to us. I'm interested in this story because, as you know, I love to go to the supermarket. And it is a problem out there. Carts everywhere.
It's true. And cars are damaged a lot because of that. People either don't put the carts back or the stores don't have people out there collecting the carts. Now, in this case, the cart was not in the lot. It was on the highway. No one knows just how the shopping cart ended up in the middle of the highway. But as we found out, it wasn't the first time, and it may not be the last.
It was here on Route 22 in Hillside, New Jersey, 7 o'clock at night. Dennis Moore was driving home from work when his car struck something in the middle of the roadway.
I thought I struck somebody. I really thought I killed somebody. And I just slowed down, pulled over to the side of the road, realized it was a shopping cart.
As it turned out, Dennis's Alfa Romeo had collided with a shopping cart from the ShopRite supermarket, which is located right alongside Route 22.
Found the manager of ShopRite and asked him if he, you know, would get an officer over, and his patrolman came over from the Hillside Police Department, and I filled out an accident report with ShopRite.
In the meantime, Dennis had the damage to his Alfa Romeo appraised. The estimate totaled $1,800. But ShopRite's insurance company refused to pay 1 cent, saying it was not their client's responsibility. So Dennis filed a claim with his own insurance company. He doesn't know yet how that will affect his rates. And finally, he decided to contact the troubleshooter. The Hillside Police Department tells us it has received numerous complaints of runaway carts.
That the carts were coming down from the parking lot onto the highway. We were receiving complaints from motorists that the carts were in the highway and that they were a hazard.
ShopRite tells us the situation has been rectified by adding speed bumps and guardrails. Even so, when we arrived at the ShopRite store today, we found this cart sitting on the shoulder of Route 22.
The shopping carts are still in the same situation. I think other people are going to get, you know, somebody's going to get killed on that highway, definitely.
Now, a spokesman for ShopRite now tells us it will re-examine Dennis's complaint and the circumstances of the accident, and we'll have a follow-up. Ernie?
It's an interesting story, and you have to ask, you know, whose responsibility is it to collect those carts? Is it the supermarket's responsibility?
Well, this is the sort of thing that may very well be hashed out in court if Dennis cared to carry it further. First of all, shopping cart wasn't his. It belongs to the store, and it is their parking lot. Are they responsible for what takes place in their parking lot, and are they responsible for picking up the carts? A lot of interesting questions.
Find out what happens in court.
Yeah, and we'll find out how this one turns out, too. If you have a problem for the troubleshooter, you can call our hotline weekdays between 11 and 1. The number is 212-582-0220. Trained volunteers from the National Council of Jewish Women will be there to take your call. Ernie?
You need some milk or something from the market? I'm on my way.
No, but be careful. Watch out for those flying carts.
I sure will. Carol?
Same offer here. I can use some help.
Now, in our next follow-up report, the New Jersey man who contacted us for help finally filed a claim with his own car insurance company. However, he is still expecting to be reimbursed by ShopRite for the damage to his car. It all began here on Route 22 in Hillside, New Jersey, 7 o'clock at night. Dennis Moore was driving home from work when his car collided with a grocery shopping cart in the middle of the roadway. A cart from the ShopRite supermarket alongside Route 22.
The shopping carts are still in the same situation. I think other people are going to get, you know, somebody's going to get killed on that highway, definitely.
The damage estimate on Dennis's Alfa Romeo totaled $1,800, but ShopRite's insurance company refused to pay 1 cent, saying it was not the store's responsibility. After we contacted ShopRite, we were told Dennis's claim would be addressed right away. But ShopRite has yet to make good.
guy said that he was going to expedite matters. I don't know what the definition of expedite is, but it's been about a month, and they haven't contacted me yet.
Now, ShopRite is not returning our calls. We will continue to follow up on this one, Ernie.
So they still haven't resolved that now. They've been trying to stop the carts from getting out onto the road?
ShopRite told us in our initial report that they had rectified the problem, that they had put up some barricades and some bumpers and those sorts of things to keep the cars from rolling out into Route 22. But we have received complaints from other drivers out there who say, hey, there are still cars ending up in the middle of the road.
It can be a nasty problem.
And in case of Dennis Moore, well, it still just hasn't been resolved with ShopRite yet. If you have a problem for the troubleshooter, you can, of course, call the hotline weekdays between 11 and 1. The number is 212-582-0220. Trained volunteers from the National Council of Jewish Women are always there to take your calls.
Okay, Roseanne, thank you for the updates. Have a nice weekend.
You too.
Carol?
Okay, Frank Fields coming up next.